Hello YouTube, my name is Plazukas, and this is a Pink/Tectone update. I just saw, after going to Pink's Twitter, which I have not checked all day, that she posted the information that I finally made public about our interview related to Tectone's father, who is accused of many things, obviously in the past, but also recently been accused of being, racist potentially, also denying any form of responsibility towards his actions in the military. And it's not just me that says it, it's also Pink who is backing this up and is providing receipts. Wasn't going to say anything, but that guy would not stop talking about how he wanted to have relations with a podcast member, made jokes about women being raped in Vietnam. It made me extremely uncomfortable. I tried to say something and was told it wasn't a big deal. This happens way too often. He would say the women who accused him of SA in the military were liars, and I still can't believe he was allowed around other female CCs, including me. The truth always comes to light, and I hope those women know they did the right thing. This is her posting. I am not a liar. God forbid a victim stands up for herself and say enough. Like, as in, it's enough. I'm done being a victim. I'm going to take action. Perfect. I have you down for then. It will be at the same place as last time. Do you need the direction sheet again? Detective, Special Victims Unit, Austin Police. This is their website. This is an email, I guess, specifically related to Pink. And this is April 25th, which is a while ago. So obviously they met up and exchanged more information. Special Victims Unit is the place that you want to be in the police department for these specific allegations. This is also a development. Apparently, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he knows that this actually happened, so he's probably responding to this. I have not watched this, so I'm going to respond to it as we watch it.
But the reason why it won't affect me is because I've been called so much worse. Like, I mean, guys, when you guys get to see how false, let me phrase that. Hopefully, you guys get to see.
Okay, hopefully you guys get to see, which indicates that there might be an NDA. But then again, if it's criminal charges, it would be public. Although there is concealment, I'm not sure how it applies to Texas law. But if a victim does not want all of the things public, I think there's some agreeable stuff to what can be public and what would stay private until the case is probably closed. And then if obviously people get charged, it may happen before that. Like I said, I don't know how it works in Texas specifically. Most allegations involving sex, SA, you will know the charges against somebody. And then you can kind of infer.
See how false the allegations are within the next 3 fucking years? Hopefully, guys, I'll be real. I went to the police yesterday. Saying, hey, let's hurry this shit up.
Okay. Wow. I mean, the amount of just disregard for the police department to conduct their investigation and the sheer arrogance of a person to do that indicates a lot. Indicates a lot. Tectone is all about, talking about the truth, right? Talking about getting the evidence together. Wouldn't you want the investigation to be thorough? Wouldn't you want the investigation to include all the evidence, all of the different conversations and details that could potentially exonerate you or incriminate you? And yet you want them to speed it up. You want to pressure them. Who does that? I don't know anybody that doesn't do that also is not guilty, potentially. If you're an innocent person, you're going to let them do their fucking job because you're a decent person. If you're going to act like you are some high, mucky taxpayer, person that can essentially speed up an investigation, that's about you, by the way. And this also confirms on his end that it's actually happening, that a report was filed, and that that's not just some fake email that Pink provided.
Like legit. I got my lawyers like, hey, let's hurry this shit the fuck up.
Do you have your lawyers, Tectone? Because that has been an interesting development for you, hasn't it? You've said you had your lawyers, then you say you don't have your lawyers, then you say you're going to do this, and you're going to say you do that. You never do anything. Almost as if you're not taking her seriously. Almost as if you think that all your efforts on chat, your teenage chat over here, okay, talking about that other video that you did, that you don't give a fuck, okay, thinking that this actually matters in real world, okay, it doesn't. In a lot of cases, sure, there's corruption, there's other things that can play a part in an investigation that can make it, not be fair. But if it is fair, this shit don't matter. Okay? You going over to the police department and asking them to speed it up, it don't matter. You have no say with your 5,000 fucking, teenagers. That's not how the real world works. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. You're thinking that you're big time celebrity, 250 overall Twitch streamer. Ain't nobody care about that in the real world.
Right? Because, they're going to investigate me. They're going to investigate me 100%. I said,
100%. 100%. April 25th was the most recent potential new development in the case. Pink has been on vacation for a while now. I'm not sure how that all works out as far as the timeline stuff goes. But essentially, yeah.
I said, bro, just talk to me. Let's get this shit going. I've been waiting 7 months. I've been waiting 7 months for these people just to fucking reach out to me.
Ooh, let me tell you right now. He sounds really, really anxious and intimidated. He really does. And he's had a lot of, questionable behavior, obviously. Obviously, the anxiety when he was in the same place as her for a long time. And then when he left, he was basically telling chat that this is going to happen. And then after she came out and talked about it publicly, and then all this time in between, look at his face. This is probably the most real I've ever seen Tectone.
And it's like, bro, can we just...
I'm just trying to see how his facial expressions, because usually he's playing a character. Usually he's doing like antics and stuff. He's playing it up. But actually, this is a bit of a different look for him, in my opinion.
Can we just go...
You see his eyes? Not usually like that. They're not usually darted like that.
And wrap this shit up?
You can also see that it's affecting him emotionally, like he wants to cry.
Can we just wrap this shit up? Like, holy fuck.
Like, it's really affected him, clearly. And as it should, obviously. But ultimately, if he is innocent, then it would suck as well. On the other end of the spectrum. Let's say the allegations are made up and he is innocent. It would suck that way if he was guilty and was feeling the imminent threat of being, convicted or charged. Yeah, that's there on both sides of the spectrum is bad.
We're just trying to get on with this shit, man.
Yeah, you can tell his eyes, his mannerisms. This is when Tectone is absolutely serious. Antics, personality aside, this is raw Tectone. And it actually shows how scared he is.
And we're trying to get on with it because everybody here is trying so hard to paint me as a horrific human being.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, we're not painting you as a horrific human being. You had options. After Pink came out with her allegations, you could have hired a lawyer, or you've had one on retainer. I don't know. Apparently not. You could have hired a lawyer. You could have done a cease and desist. You could have, essentially stopped her from talking about this issue. Instead, you came here like a little fucking child and talked to your Twitch stream to get more money and to get sympathy from them. How fucking stupid do you have to be, Tectone? You shut the fuck up, you let her say whatever she wants to do, and you go ahead and go about your life. And if you want to talk about this issue to your friends or to your roommates, You do that offline. Because you only look more guilty by having these conversations and doing these fucking antics. You have the money to hire a lawyer. You chose not to. I have no idea why, because even if you're innocent or guilty, a lawyer was a good option. And you chose not to do that, apparently. Because if you did, she would not be talking about it right now. She couldn't be talking about it because it would be used against her. And I'm not even sure if it's going to be used against her, because a lot of those things can come in court and it can be an issue.
Guys, what has happened every single time?
Here we go. Here we go. Using past instances, which he has been guilty of, by the way, which he's going to say he's basically innocent. And even when he does get charged, even when, let's say, they go to court and let's say it goes even further, he'll come back here potentially if he even has Twitch at that rate. He'll, or YouTube or Kick or fucking whichever platform he's going to go on. Twitter will have him, I think, regardless. So Kick and Twitter will probably have him regardless.
In the past, these people try to do this shit. Straight up. What is happening?
Yeah, but the difference is this time, you have a person that is adamant, that continues to update, that continues to, evolve, as far as the statements go, and has not rescinded, has not retracted, has gone to the police, has done the things that you need to do, apparently has even given you a cease and desist as well. She's done everything that you should have done. How is that? Why would she do that? If it's not going to bug her, why would she do that? Why would she go through all this if nothing happened, Tectone? Please.
Happened every single time. I clear my name. I prove that they're fucking retarded.
Yeah, nice word, by the way. That ain't going to help you in court. I can promise you that. Once civility comes into play and you're in court, you better shut the fuck up and let your lawyer talk. Because R words, N words, whatever hyperbolic wrestling terms you use to energize your audience ain't going to fly in court, ain't going to fly for the jury. They ain't going to want to hear that shit. Okay? Because they're not teenagers. The jury is going to be part of your community, who are all middle-class people predominantly, who work for a fucking living and most likely have manners, unlike you and me.
And bada bing, bada boom, it's over. Every single time.
But not this time. You want it to be. You try to intimidate. You try to use your platform. You try to do everything you could except the actual right course, which is get a lawyer. Because every other time it's worked for you. But apparently not this time. Apparently this time, it's either going to be settled out of court, which is possible. NDAs could be signed before it ever gets to a criminal case, which is how you do NDAs. Even though there is criminal intent, potentially, you can still settle out of court in some cases, because you can't actually charge anybody if there's no victim. So if Pink just says that I'm not a victim anymore, or is not going to pursue anything, and she signs that saying that she won't do that, that's possible. You can do that. Other than that, it's most likely going to have to go to some resolution in criminal court.
This time will be no different. And to be honest, I'll probably write a biography.
No, I'm sure you will. And you will cry, and you'll tell that you're homeless, and that you spent $500,000 in Genshin, and that you were always the victim, and that you were never the bully, you were never the predator, you were never the person that started anything, you were always innocent. I'm sorry. I don't believe you. Now, whether these allegations are true or not, well, we're going to let the court decide or Pink decide. But as soon as she puts out new information, and as soon as you talk about it, I will be covering it unbiasedly, in my opinion. My name is Bazookas. Bye for now.